Make sure to save your leftovers because today we take a bite into the problem of food waste.
Essay retakes are open. We have the schedule for testing dates.
And over 1,000 athletes are coming right here to DHS for a track meet. DTV News starts right now.
For any juniors looking to retake dates for the SAT, the registration is now open for August for December testing. Good afternoon, Davison.
You can see all the registration deadlines and testing dates on your screen now. Take advantage of the opportunity to improve your SAT score. Make sure to study, get some good rest, and always have confidence. Good luck to everyone testing.
Any dual enrolled students that need to take the different AccuPlacer test, or any students who want to dual enroll, the mock AccuPlacer placement test will be tomorrow, June 7th at 8:15 a.m. Please contact Mrs. Cole to sign up at ncole@davisonschools.org. Make sure to do it today.
Read to a Million Summer Challenge is here. This challenge is a lot more important than most think. Not reading over the summer can affect learning skills, so make sure to crack open a book. This goes on from June 1st until August 31st, so make sure to get started early. The achievement is coming back to school as the smartest kid in the halls, and who wouldn't want that? All library books are due back this Thursday, June 8th. The library will not be accepting new checkouts. However, you may renew any books you have now in order to finish them. If you plan on driving to school next year and getting a parking spot on campus, all library fines must be paid and books returned before getting a new parking spot.
All juniors, please keep parking in your normal spot. Other students have been taking up the senior spots they have been waiting for all year for. If you want a closer spot, don't worry, the school year is almost done, so make sure to be ready for the next year registration to get up on the list for a new spot. It is $20 a spot. Any items in the lost and found this Thursday will be donated, so make sure to check the table in front of the main office for any items that may belong to you.
For any upcoming seniors, Miss Abenaj is looking for MCs to host next year's kickoff assembly during HOCO week. If you're interested, please stop by her room 212 before June 12th to get information on tryouts and more.
After 2 years of having free lunch due to COVID, it may be hard to shift from having to pay for them. However, if you need a free or reduced lunch, you can complete an online application for next year's school year beginning July 1st going to davison.familyportal.cloud. Coming up, the baseball team is ready for regionals. We have more in their upcoming game in sports.
Many Michiganders know the cruel summer temps all too well and are ready for a cool down. Caleb has your 4-day forecast.
In life, we make time to go get our checkup, to make sure that our eyesight is good, take care of our joints and bones. But when going through our shopping list for healthy living, there is one thing that is often overlooked, and it's crucial to the foundation of good health. Make sure mental health is always on your list. Check the boxes and stay well. A message from DTV News.
I got Jimmy Collins on the slam. Welcome back, Davison. Now let's swing straight into some sports. After the baseball boys' amazing games over the weekend, winning against both Lapeer 9-4 and Flushing 11-2, now the boys are looking forward to facing one of their biggest rivals, the Grand Blanc Bobcats, in regional semifinals. The last time these two faced off head-to-head, they tied 1-1. The game is tomorrow at 4:30 at Oxford High School. Good luck out there, and go knock them out of the park. Davison is hosting the Champions of Champions Track and Field Festival this Friday and Saturday. There will be about 1,000 athletes competing across all of the events at Colonel Stadium. If you would like to go and watch it, it is $8 to get in. Good luck to all the athletes competing. If running is something that piques your interest, our cross-country team is looking for athletes for the next season. Just head to room 105 after school tomorrow to meet with Mr. Ames. Get out of your comfort zone and try something new. DHS cheer tryouts are today from 2:45 until 4:45. They'll be held in the Davison Middle School cafeteria. There's also a mandatory parent meeting after tryouts today at 5:30 in the DMS cafeteria. If you missed the first meeting, informational packets are in the front office. Sports physicals will be given here at DHS for any athlete who still needs one. It will be tomorrow evening, June 7th, from 6 until 8. The cost is $25. All athletes must have a current sports physical dated on or after April 15th of this year to be eligible for next school year. For any extra info, you can find an article on our website, dtvnews.org. Hey Caleb, am I just gonna have to bust out my cardigans for Taylor Swift's tour on Friday, or is it gonna be more of a cruel summer type of day?
Well, it might be a little cloudy for those attending Friday's show, but Saturday's attendees might want to watch out for some midnight rain. And as we take a look at our at our 4-day forecast, as you can see behind me, we have a polite Taylor Swift coming over to TT Day, with ending off the week with a high of 76 and a low of 51. Luckily, all of us are gonna have that day off, and some of us might be lucky enough to go see Taylor Swift live. But as we take a look at the rest of the week, you can see kind of a pattern of just kind of going down a little bit into the low 70s from the upper 80s that we had last week. Mostly partly cloudy with a little bit of a break from that on Wednesday with some sunny weather. High of low 70s and a low of 43. So it is going to be a little bit chillier and nippier this week. But as we take a look later into the week, we're going to get a little higher. Maybe next week we'll hit those 80s again, like some of us might hope. Also, this might be a needed cool down for some of us. And as we take a look outside on our radar, those cool temps that we've been experiencing are slowly just going to make their way out of Michigan area, going south, exiting the state about right here. And it's going to brush past us basically at the end of the week. And then as we take a look outside, current temps are 65 degrees with winds going 11 miles per hour north-northeast. It looks a little gloomy outside right now with the little sun, but I promise it will be sunnier tomorrow, and so we'll have a nice sunny late start Wednesday. Anyways, I'll send things back to Coop on the desk.
Thanks, Caleb. DTV is continuing to premiere the stories that we've been working on all year in collaboration with PBS's Nova Science Studio. Today, we get into the problem that many of us have been guilty of but don't realize the actual effect: food waste. Montana joins us in the studio to talk about its link to climate change. Montana?
Although there are many problems with climate change, there are even more ways for everyday people to help with stopping it, including make sure you don't put too much on your plate.
And plates. These are 4 unexpected tools in the fight against climate change. And it all has to do with what we eat and what goes to waste. Most people don't realize how often they waste food and the negative impacts. Food waste breaks down into methane gas. Methane is the second most abundant anthropogenic greenhouse gas after carbon dioxide, accounting for about 20% of global emissions. Methane is 25 times as potent as carbon dioxide at trapping the heat in the atmosphere. Food waste can be found nearly everywhere, at home, in restaurants, and especially in school dining halls. Consumer-based businesses, including universities and food service in the U.S., create 23 million tons of greenhouse gas emissions a year. That's over 20 billion kilograms. That's nearly half the food that's wasted. And that gas is a big problem for our world. Greenhouse gas emissions blanket the Earth. It traps the sun's heat. This leads to climate change. The world is now warming faster than at any point in recorded history. Warmer temperatures over time are changing weather patterns and disrupting the usual balance of nature. Wasting food has an impact on the environment as well, as more water and resources are used for agriculture than necessary. Sean Barton is the operations supervisor for Michigan State University's composting program, one of many innovators that are working on reducing and managing food waste.
If we don't manage that food waste, it just goes to the landfill and then anaerobically degrades and creates methane gas.
Michigan's 2 largest universities have joined in on a mission to help reduce food waste. Keith Soster, the director of student engagement for Michigan Dining, where they serve 24,000 meals a day. Realizing that students took more than they could eat, this caused more food to be thrown away. After they realized this, Sauster's team made 2 big changes. The first, they served food on smaller plates and eliminated trays.
We noticed that we didn't have to produce as much food because people weren't taking as much food because they didn't have a tray to put all this food on.
The signs show low, medium, and high carbon icons, which visualize the foods that have a less impact on climate change. For example, local fresh vegetables have a low carbon footprint because it does not make a lot of CO2 to make or transport, while beef and other meats are high carbon foods because they come from animals that produce CO2 while living and after being processed. The University of Michigan's officials say that they've been able to divert 34% of waste away from landfill and repurpose it, thanks to these changes. 70 miles away, researchers at Michigan State University are getting a little dirtier in their approach to address food waste. Dr. Dana Kirk is an assistant professor in biosystem and agricultural engineering at Michigan State University. He runs this site, which houses this 350,000 gallon steel tank full of food waste, cow manure, and restaurant grease. It's called an anaerobic digester. Anaerobic just means without oxygen.
The anaerobic digester takes manure and food waste from campus and food waste from the southern part of Michigan, and we biologically convert it into natural gas or biogas that we then use to make electricity.
The digester simulates a cow's stomach. The tank takes the oxygen out and mixes the waste together and allows microorganisms to break it down into biogas and usable fertilizer.
And we're producing about 350 kilowatts of electricity continuously. So that's enough for roughly 225 houses.
There's one slithering secret that makes this process unique.
And this is where we keep the star of the show, the worms.
Back at Michigan State University, the school's organic waste is mixed with the leaves and other organic materials. Then, microbes are fed to the worms. These worms are working overtime to save the planet by creating vermicompost. Verma means worms. Extra food waste from around the school is added to other organic materials like leaves, which are broken down by microbes. Then the microbes are fed to the worms.
So what the worms poop out is some of the best microbes for your plants. The protozoa, the fungi, the bacteria and stuff just create a living soil environment that your plant's vitality will be better. It can absorb and retain moisture better than other composts. That vermicompost is just an amazing inoculant almost for your soil to make it become living again. So the worms, again, eat 230,000 pounds a year of food waste. I did 26,000 pounds of food waste last month.
And when the worms had their fill, the fertilizer is sent to greenhouses on campus. The leftover soil is then bagged up and sent to MSU stores to sell on campus. Both U of M and MSU are thinking of even more creative ways to help mitigate food waste. Both schools have a machine called a pulper, which plays a critical role in the making of compost. They then send the wasted food down an internal river where the waste is separated and turned into an easy compostable pulp. At both schools, food doesn't travel very far to get to the dining halls either. Right outside, where the food is prepared, it's also grown. The idea is to bring the entire food process full circle, turning food into something new. This is where we meet Jory Beadle, who runs the greenhouse. She is the Assistant Program Director of the Residential Initiative on the Study of the Environment at Michigan State University.
A lot of times our food system is pretty linear. So you start with an apple, you eat the apple, you dump the apple core in the garbage can. What we're hoping to kind of model in this space is you eat the apple, you compost the apple, the compost goes back to the apple tree, and we grow that apple.
From the waste at home, to the worms in the ground, to the stinkiest of places, to the tiniest of seed. Cutting food waste is a delicious way of saving and protecting the planet.
I'm here now with Montana Arms and Trent Updegraff, who worked on this story. This first one's for Trent, you. What was your main takeaway about all the solutions to food waste?
Well, there are a lot of solutions to the problem of food waste. Well, the university, as we saw in the story, they were making compost, they were making energy through anaerobic digesting. They were producing compost through worms, basically. And that's like a lot of what they do at Michigan State University, and then at Michigan they have smaller plates and they have a lot of the same things as Michigan State University.
So many of these solutions are coming from colleges. Montana, do you think these solutions could go to high school?
I absolutely believe so, because we've actually already started in our environmental club. We've started with our composting, and we're even growing a garden. So I think we're already starting to make a pathway there.
So you guys worked on this project a while. What was your favorite part about doing it?
Personally, mine was going to the places and walking around, and also we also got to eat lunch at the places. That was some good food.
I'd have to agree with Trent. It was really nice experiencing this, especially since this would be our very first big story that we've ever accomplished. So I think it has a big impact, and I really liked meeting all these people who also agree that, this is how we should take things, and we should move them to the next level.
You both did such a great job. Thank you for watching, Davison. To end off the shorter school week this Thursday, we'll be showing another local issue to Northwest Michigan. We hope you like cherries. Have a great day, Cards.